So this is now the third time I'm doing this video. And I decided to do it as a get ready with me because, I needed to get dressed anyway. And I wanted to style my hair somewhat. It was acting crazy. It was all frizzy. Because I washed it, today's Tuesday, and I washed it Sunday night and I put it up. I try to wash my hair only once or twice a week because it's so curly and it gets so dry. So I usually do it Sundays and Wednesdays if I'm going to do it during the week. But yeah, so this video is actually just going to be I wanted to chat with you guys, and I filmed it twice already, but again, I had no makeup on and I'm just looking horrible, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get dressed. I need to get dressed anyway because I have to go out to vote. If you haven't voted, I hope you voted. And this election is just so important to vote for, but we're not going to get into political, so I'm not going to go into that, but vote, use your power, okay? So since I have to get dressed anyway to go out to vote, I figured I'd just do a get ready with me, especially because I didn't like how the other videos did. And yeah, I need to color my hair. We're not doing that right now though. Okay, so first thing I usually do when it's like, I just section off my hair. So you've got 4 sections, comb it through. I've already put heat protector in my hair. My hair comes out and is everywhere, and that's part of my Hashimoto's, unfortunately. So my mirror is actually on this side here, but I couldn't put the mirror in front of it, so I'm kind of using the camera. So if the quality is not great, I apologize and I'm having to use the camera facing me so I can see what I'm doing. And I was gonna curl it, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and straighten it. I just don't see, it'll be quicker this way, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. So anyway, what I wanted to do with this video is just talk to you guys about what I've been doing. I have been MIA for a really long time. After I wanted to really get this done, and let me tell you, starting a YouTube channel is not as easy as everybody makes it look. And it's not that, you know, some people think, oh, well, she's older, she's not technically savvy. No, I am. I work in computers, I've done programming, I do design, I am a medical professional, I work with electronics all the time. I know how to work with the computers. I'm actually more technically savvy than a lot of people think, or than a lot of people, period. But I mean, it's not about the technical savagery, it's about time and effort. And I was working an outside job before, which made it really hard to split my time. Because trying to maintain a relationship and your family and everything on top of working and then doing a YouTube channel, I just couldn't do it, so I stopped. Needed to get some stuff together with my life. Then my landlord decided she wasn't going to renew our lease because she wanted to charge some ridiculous amount of money for rent that she knew we could not afford, because of course, you know, they know how much you make. So we weren't getting our lease renewed, so we had to find a place to live. We had then decided that we were going to move out of state, either to New Mexico or Colorado. Found a couple of places that fell through. I'm not going to get into the details. The first 2 times I filmed this, I was getting into the details, and it just made this video way too long. So if you guys really want to know, let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk about that. But we found a few places in New Mexico. They fell through. We were getting desperate. We had about a month left before we needed to be out of here. And we started looking again in Arizona, just because we figured, okay, we're just going to rent for another year. And then we'll move out of state. So we did that. Found a place with a week, literally not even a week. So we signed the lease on Thursday night. We moved Saturday, 2 days before, like literally. However, we did get really lucky. So this house that we got, we were looking for a 4-bedroom because we both work from home. So we needed to have our offices. And we wanted to still have a guest room because my parents are out of state, his mother's out of state. My daughter lives up north, so when she comes to visit with my grandkids, they stay with us. So we wanted to have a guest room. So 4-bedroom was what we were looking for. We found one. Absolutely adorable 4-bedroom. So it's a double level. There's a guest room downstairs with its own bathroom, which is really nice. It's kind of almost like a second master because it's almost the same size. Well, the room itself is the same size as my master, but the bathroom and the closet obviously are different. But yeah, so it's kind of like a second master. So we got that. The other 2 rooms are, I think one's 10 by 10 and the other one is 10 by 12. So it kind of works out because my office in the last house was 10 by 10 and my husband's, well, we're not married, but my partner's office was technically 10 by 10 as well. So he took the 10 by 12, but I'll explain why he got the bigger office in a second. It wasn't because of preference or like, I'll explain in a minute. So we looked at the house. We thought it was beautiful. Doesn't have much of a backyard, unfortunately, for the dogs. However, there's a nice patio out there. There's enough space out there that if they need to handle business, they can. But we take them for walks. Try to do it twice a day, sometimes more. We have a green belt out front. They go and they run around and play there. There's also down the street a dog park that we take them to regularly, so they're able to run around and get all their exercise and handle their business. Today I did not take them for a walk. My partner had to go into the office today. We usually go together. I can't take them both by myself because I've injured my elbow. So holding the 2 of them, they're Border Collie Huskies, it would have been really difficult for me to do by myself. So they just had to deal with going out to the backyard today. When he comes home, we'll take them to the dog park. But that aside, when we came to look at the house, we found the landlord left this as a surprise for us over the garage. We have a 2.5 car garage, so plenty of storage space down there, right? Now, some people would say, oh, well, just do your sewing studio in the garage. Yeah, not gonna happen in Arizona. The garages are not environmentally controlled, and it gets to 120 degrees out here. So those garages are hot. So no, not gonna happen. During the winter, it would be fine. I'd probably be cold and it would need a heater. But during the summer, even a portable AC would not be enough. So couldn't do that. But there was a huge bonus room. So upstairs, over where the garages are, it is 20, I believe it's either 23 or 27 and a half feet by 19 and a half feet. So I took that as my office studio because I have all my sewing equipment. So I got my machines, I got my computer, I got my desk, I got my cutting table. So I needed the space. So I was able to take that space instead of, having my stuff spill out of the room into other rooms like it was at the old house. I'm able to just keep everything in that one room, and it's awesome. And Brian has the room right next to mine because we talk during the day. Well, we collaborate on a lot of things because he does help me with the business. I also do some work for him, which is how I fund my business. So yeah, so now that things have calmed down, I am no longer teaching, so I have more time to concentrate on doing the channel. But my business isn't only going to be the channel. I want to open a store. I want to design pieces. I'm a sewist. I love sewing. I want to share it. So I want to sell my pieces. I'm starting with small things, sleep masks, aprons, scrunchies, like accessory items I'm starting with. And then I'm going to start building clothing items into the line, stuff that I design or stuff that I just sew up. So this is where I'm going. I am in the process of building my website. I actually just ordered a 10 needle embroidery machine because I want to add embroidery items, embroidery options, personalization options. Brian wants to get an engraving machine so that we can do those things as well. We're trying to come up with company names, so the name of the channel is going to change. There's a lot going on right now, and it's really hard because I know the holidays are coming. We're not going to have stuff done in time for the holidays, unfortunately. I might have some things, like some of my little accessories done to be able to sell before the holidays or for the holidays. But as far as the clothing items and stuff, that's not going to be ready until the spring. So this is what we're doing. There will be a lot more videos because the channel, I want the channel to grow. I'm going to be doing a lot more vlogs. So a lot more, you know, behind the scenes, sew with me, design the project with me, kind of videos so you guys can see what we're doing, see the previews of the items. And yes, some of the items I sell, I'm going to do sew with me's with. So there is, like, I want to do beachcombers. If you don't know what a beachcomber is, a lot of surfers wear them. It's like those sweatshirt things that they wear. They're kind of sweatshirt style. They usually have a hood and a pocket in the front, but they're made out of like the Mexican blankets or woven blanket material. I usually use them as cover-ups. They wear them at night. So I want to do some of those. I've made one for my husband, for Brian already. So he has one that he actually put the specifications on because he wanted it to be a little bit longer and a little bit bigger than what he'd been able to find. I'm making one for me. So the one for me, I got to redo the pattern because I have to perfect the pattern. So I'm going to be perfecting the pattern on the one for me. I found this great fabric at this fabric store out here called SAS Fabric, which I don't always like shopping at. And so I bought this fabric a while ago. I bought it last year, actually. It's just a sweater knit fabric, but it's really thin. Like you can actually see through it. It's so thin. But it's great for like a beach cover up or a pool cover up. So it would be great for that. And it's a purple and heather gray. I'll show it to you guys in another video. But I'm going to be perfecting the beachcomber pattern, the pullover pattern, and sewing it on video and putting that tutorial on the channel for you guys. So those of you who sew can go ahead and sew it. For those of you who don't, I'm going to have them available for purchase. So my size guide is going to be a little bit different than what you're normally used to. I want to work in real sizes and larger sizes. So my ideal customer is me. Most people, you know, like when you start a business, they want to, oh, you have to have your ideal customer, you know who you're selling to. I know who I'm selling to. I'm selling to someone who's exactly like me, an adult grown woman who has grown children, okay, who is extremely active and busy. And as far as active, like, yes, I know I'm heavy, I'm chunky, I'm a fluffy girl. I am by no means skinny. I do not wear a size 6. I wear a size 16. So, you know, I'm 5'2". Some of the videos you will see are my health journey. So I have been diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune disorder, pre-diabetes, although I think I am actually diabetic and not pre-diabetic, but I do not have a gallbladder, so it makes it very, very hard to lose weight, assisted by my thyroiditis. I gain weight very easily. I gain it all in my belly area, and I am working very hard right now to lose weight. So when I say active, like I'm going to the gym 3 times a week. We just started this about a month ago. So going to the gym 3 times a week. because gym is included in our community amenities. Um, Going hiking on a regular basis on the weekends with the dogs, which I will probably film a bunch of that as well. Uh, and just trying to be overall more active than what I have been, and eating healthier, eating right. So all of that is, I'm gonna document the journey, probably on the regular channel, my regular channel. So I'll link that channel, because I have two channels. I have the company channel, which originally was Juniper's Hollow, but will be changing because I found out when I was wanting to do the business name as Juniper's Hollow, and I chose Juniper because that was a nickname that a couple of people had given me. So I actually found out there's a company out there called Juniper Hollow LLC. So I need to change my name. So I'm looking for a new business name right now. We haven't decided what we're going to do yet, but that YouTube channel is going to be all for the business and sewing, and then my regular channel, which I will link, will have my weight loss journey and other stuff. So if you want to follow that's going to be on that channel. And this video is actually going to be on both channels. So if you are watching me on my regular channel and you want to follow the business, I'll put a link to it below in the description. So either way, there will be a link below that you can go to the other channel to see. What are some other things that are going on with me? Let's see. So my parents are coming out for the holidays. Well, not for all the holidays. They're not going to be here for Thanksgiving, thank God, because Thanksgiving is like 3 weeks away and I'd probably panic. But they're going to be here for Christmas, which is going to be really nice. So they're going to be here the full week before Christmas and half the week after Christmas. They want to be back in New York for New Year's. So I might, if they give me permission, I might film some of that. I desperately need to color my hair. Look at all these grays. My age is showing. Oh my gosh. You know, about my grays. I did not have gray hair for the longest time. My sister hated me. Like she was dyeing my hair one time. Because I've had my hair every color of the rainbow. This is my natural color here. You can see the dark. And when I was younger, it was actually much more red. My friends used to actually refer to me as a redhead. My mom's a redhead. But, yeah, I had much more red. It's just gotten really dark. My dad has black hair, so it's gotten really dark as I've gotten older. But, I had my hair purple. I've had it blue. I've had it pink. I've had it blonde. I've had it silver. So I've had every color. And one of the times my sister had trimmed my hair and she was dyeing my hair. She's going through, and I hadn't dyed my hair in probably about a year at that point. And she was so mad. I was already in my late 30s, early 40s. I can't remember. Because this was like 10 years ago. So if I'm 48, yeah, I was in my late 30s. And she was so mad because when she was the same age, she's older than me, she already had a ton of gray hair. Like she was worse than this when she was in her late 30s. Her hair was almost all silver. Now it's all silver. But even in her late 30s, it was almost there. She had more than this. You can see mine. I'll get a little closer so you can see. It's mostly in the front line, but you can see some going through. Hers, she had much more. So she was so mad because I didn't have a single gray hair yet. I didn't start going gray until I was about 42, 43 years old. And now it just seems over the last year in the front, all this in the front gets real gray real quick, but the rest of it's still kind of sparse. But because it shows up so quickly, I'm constantly wanting to color my hair because I hate it. I don't know. I've thought about letting it grow out and just doing my hair silver. Again, like I did previously, I've thought about doing that. I really need to cut my hair because it is very damaged. I've been lazy about it because I feel like I'm so heavy and I feel like my face is so fat that if I cut my hair short, it's gonna look funny. I don't know. What do you think? Should I cut it? Should I just trim it and take care of it? Like, what should I do with it? I just don't know anymore. But that aside, so doing the business, we want to have embroidery. I just ordered an embroidery machine that should be here by the first week of December. I'm trying to see where I want to take care from now. By the first week of December, so I can start offering embroidery and personalization. Sorry, I just didn't want to see it tangled with the other hair. So I can offer embroidery and personalization for a lot of the items, especially the accessory items. My partner wants to get an engraving machine because he wants to be able to, like, for the company he works for, they constantly are getting promotional items and getting them engraved. And they're a small business, so he really would like to, they would prefer to work with a small business, honestly. And he really would like to just kind of keep it in-house, so they would give me that business. And I would give them a huge discount because I do work for them too. I mean, you know, it's only part-time, but I do work for them. So be able to have that client. There's so much you can do with the embroidery and engraving and personalization business. And it's not just engraving, it's going to be like heat transfer and stuff too. So like things on t-shirts, like you see this is a heat transfer that's on here, and I can tell because if I look at it very, very carefully, it's already, this is an old t-shirt, so the print is cracking. If it isn't cracking, the ink is absorbed into the fibers of the fabric. That's called sublimation. It's a whole different process. This one was a heat transfer, so the machine that he wants to get, we'd be able to do heat transfers and engraving, laser engraving, so on metals and woods. And it just like having all around business with any of that, in addition to selling my other items. So I do crochet, sewing, I make quilts, so selling the blankets, and then being able to offer that personalization or any baby items or even clothing items, you know, it would just be really nice to have that personalization. I do, so I'm starting with, like I said, accessories. So I want to make some aprons, some scrunchies, some eyeglass cases, some bags, stuff like that to sell. My community is going to have a craft fair sometime in the spring that I want to join and be a part of. We have several schools around here. In addition, I will be selling clothing items that I design and sew myself, so they'll be made to order because I don't want to make inventory. I will do some custom orders, but mostly like the customization with my clothing orders is just going to be on measurements. So I know how hard it is to purchase when you're not a straight size. And what I mean by a straight size, like you wear a size 8 both top and bottom, that's a straight size. Okay? Most people would be like a 14 and an 8, or an 8 and a 10, or, you know, like you need different sizes for top and bottom. So I want to be able to offer that because I know how hard it is, for example, for me to buy a dress. I used to be an hourglass shape and I'm now apple shape because I gained all my weight in my belly. So now, and I can't believe I'm going to actually tell you guys and share this, but please no rude comments or anything. I know I'm not completely healthy yet. I know I am fat, so I don't need your help in determining this. But my waist is a size 42, which I know is unhealthy. And that's partially from the diabetes and from the Hashimoto's thyroiditis. I also have another autoimmune that causes my joints to pull out of place. So sometimes you may see my arms taped up or my hands. That's just when I'm having those flare-ups. It is very hard for me to get to a healthy weight. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of exercise, a lot of eating right. Um, and the thing is it's not like nobody gets like this overnight. Nobody does this by choice. It has just been a lot through stress, through depression, through fighting with the doctors who couldn't tell me why I was getting migraines and why I was getting flare-ups and why my body hurt and why my body wouldn't cooperate. It was a lot. So it took a toll on my body. I was tired all the time. So I didn't want to cook. So we were eating out a lot. We were doing a lot of things that we probably shouldn't have indulged in, but we did. And we both gained a lot of weight. It happens. You lead a sedentary lifestyle. I'm going to show you guys something. So part of my Hashimoto's causes my hair to fall out. So every time I do my hair, I get these balls of hair that come out. And that's not even from when I combed my hair to comb out the tangles initially. That was just as I was doing it. Pause you. So every single time I do my hair, I have that much or more coming out, whether I'm washing it, combing it. So even though I've straightened it now and there's no tangles in it, tomorrow when I comb my hair or later when I comb my hair, I'm going to get a whole other lob of hair that's going to come out. So that's part of my Hashimoto's, unfortunately, that I have to deal with. Okay. So for right now, let me just tie my hair up so I can do my makeup. Not that I wear a lot of makeup, so I don't wear a lot of makeup. And when I do photo shoots and stuff, if I'm the model, I'm really not going to have a whole lot of makeup on most of the time. Some of the time I will, probably. But not most of the time, because I want to keep everything really natural. Okay, I truly believe in natural beauty. We are all beautiful. I just shut it off. There's something beautiful about red. So like, would I go to a party looking like this? No. If you look at me right now, okay, I've got all my grays out. So I would color my hair because it does make me feel better. Okay, it's not about I'm trying to look young. It makes me feel better. Right now, I look tired. I'm a little bloated. I have eaten gluten, which I shouldn't have done. That is my own fault. I have a gluten sensitivity. So I am going to have a flare-up this week. But again, I did it to myself. So I have no one to blame but me. So I'm a bit bloated as well there. And you can see the dark circles and the tiredness. Now let's see if we can get this looking much more presentable. So I washed my face last night. I don't wash my face too often because same thing with showers. Like I will shower once a day. Some people will shower more than once a day. I don't do it more than once a day because my skin gets super dry. Now it's since we've moved into this house, because we have soft water, it's not as drying on my skin as the hard water. So I'm able sometimes to take a shower more often. So like if I took a shower at night and I went to the gym the next morning, if I take a shower that morning, my skin won't be too bad. I just have to remember to always moisturize. Whereas with the hard water, no matter how much lotion or moisturizer I put on, it was super, super, super dry. So I've already showered. I know I've got all these little flyaways and those will all be taken care of when I actually style my hair. But for right now, I'm just going to do my face. So any residue from lotions, I just took off. That's a makeup erase washcloth. And yes, it'll take off just about everything and anything, including any greasy stuff. I just use basic original formula, the pink Oil of Olay Active Hydrating Lotion. I don't use the anti-aging one or anything like that. I was using some stuff from a company called Melaleuca, I think it was. Well, the brand was Sabella. I still have the oil cleanser. So this is a Deep Marine. Their lotion was SPF and anti-aging, and I usually will wear an SPF during the day, but I'm out of it. So I have to get some more of my SPF lotion for my day, because this is what I usually use at night. But it's all I have right now. So, but the Sabella stuff is really good. There's a couple of other brands. It's really good. That one I have to mail order though, so it is what it is. So I was using an e.l.f. concealer, but I am out. This is pretty much dry. So what I'm actually doing right now is I have my own Il Makiage makeup. And this is in, I don't have my glasses. Let me go grab my glasses. Okay, keep a pair of glasses in every room. So this is the Il Makiage Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation in 060. So this is the one that they matched for me. And I'm using that because I don't like to wear a full face of base unless I'm going out or it's something that I have to have last for hours and hours. So like if I'm doing a photo shoot, I might, going to a party like a wedding or something like that, I might. But for even when I was going to work, I didn't do it. I would just do the concealer stuff. So it just kind of really depends on where I'm going. Today, I'm only going to vote. I might go to the store. That's about it. So I just take this and I put a little squirt of this right on here, because this is full coverage enough that I can use it as a concealer. So I start out with the dark circles all under here. And just kind of pat it in there with the sponge tip, which this is the e.l.f. concealer is actually a really great concealer. I do like it a lot. I'm just out of it and I haven't been able to get to the store to get some more. So when that happens, I just use my foundation. I have this little spot right up here that bothers me. And put it in all my little folds. Sometimes I have to do a little bit more than just one squirt, but I just do this tiny little bit on there. And do the labial folds. And then because my smile, you can see it kind of drags down. So I do there as well. This one's a lot deeper and I really hate it. Okay. So that's generally, and this dark circle tends to be a lot darker than this side. I don't know why. I used to think it was from the angle. Because before, where I used to live, the only light I had was coming from up above. So I thought maybe it was from the shadow from that. Now I have sunlight that comes in from a window right there, and I have a window right here. So this is like the light that I'm using in here right now is natural light. But this side is still always much darker than this side, which I never get. So just want to make sure I've got everything. All right. And I don't, I kind of let it dry a little bit, even though like you can see it. I let it dry a little bit like that before I blend it, because if I don't, then I end up blending it off my face. So sometimes I'll put a little extra concealer here because I have a scar there. But usually, and that shadow bothers me sometimes, but usually I just kind of leave it be. So then the other thing, once I blend this, I set it with Max Factor Cream Puff Pressed Powder in medium 41 medium beige. So it's this. I was actually looking for the Max Factor Pancake makeup that used to come in a tub like this. They don't have it anymore. You can't really buy Max Factor in the States anymore either. So I have to get this from Amazon. They do have a pan stick makeup, which I do want to get and try that, but I really do like the Il Makiage one, so I've been using that. When that one's used up, maybe I'll get the pan stick. So I go in with my ring finger because your ring finger is one of your weakest fingers. And I just kind of tap it to blend. And then I'll use the other one for the other side. And again, you're just kind of tapping it so that it blends and melts into your skin. Okay. If you see me rubbing, that's kind of outside the area that I want the makeup, and I'm just kind of rubbing where there's excess makeup to kind of get it off a little bit. Okay. So once I do that, this comes with a sponge puff, which isn't my favorite, but it works, and I use it, and I immediately go in and tap underneath my eyes and on top of my eyelids to make sure that sets really well. Then I'll grab a little bit more and just kind of tap everywhere else on my face, because this actually acts like a powder foundation, which is really great. So it'll cover up any other like simple, my skin, I'm lucky, I have pretty decent skin. It's not too discolored. And I just kind of powder everything. Now, sometimes if I feel like I have excess on my face, I will just, and this is an Il Maquillage brush. This is the 100 foundation number 100 foundation blending brush. I'm not a big fan. I got this when I got my foundation, but I'm not a big fan of putting on my foundation with the brush. So I usually just kind of use this to brush over my face to take off any excess powder or foundation that might be on it. The next thing I do is this one. I got this at the drugstore. This is the Essence Contouring Duo Palette. And sorry, 20 darker skin. So I'm not dark, but I use this for my contour. So they do have a lighter one where this is much lighter that you can use it as a highlighter, and then you can use the other as a contour. My skin is kind of in that medium range. So no, my skin is not this color, but it's not completely far off, especially during the summer. And this works great as a bronzer, and I just kind of dip. Now this brush is from Bare Essentials. It was the brush that used to come with their foundation. And I just dip it one in each and I do my contour. And it's just a very light contour. So you can see I kind of have that stripe. And then I also blend underneath my chin because I got this double chin. So I kind of do along my jawline to soften it and get under here. Under the jawline, and then just kind of blend, and I'll blend it up back behind my ear and then run it down my throat, and this will get blended up into my hairline. Okay, so my hair is thinned a lot right here. Okay, you can see all that thinning there and all that thinning here. It's worse on this side. So I just kind of blend this up in there. And again, I'm mixing the two browns to do it. And I do it along the sides of my nose, so I kind of squeeze it so it gets this narrow. And a little bit in the eye socket. So I put that brush back. So that does not mean I'm completely done with this. Okay, now I can see in the camera I still have some lines here, which I will take care of here in a little bit. But I will go in and grab one of my shadow bit. So this is a round contour brush, C138. I forget what kind of brush this is though, so I couldn't tell you what brand. But I go into the lighter color and then once into the darker color, just a little bit. And just add a little additional contour there. And then I'll do just the darker color and go into here and blend that up. Now I have hooded eyes and you can see that. You see this skin that's right there. So I'm just kind of dragging that color up above that hood and giving me some definition. That's all I do there. I do keep a little spoolie, and these are disposable ones. This one, it's just a little spoolie for mascara. I'll change it out when it gets dirty or whatever, but this is really just used to brush my eyebrows. I'm really lucky. I have really great shaped eyebrows. I worked as a wax specialist for a long time. I used to wax my eyebrows all the time. I still do, but I don't have to do it as often because I don't get as much hair that grows. I just sometimes need to clean it up. Which right now it's looking good, so I really don't have to. Excuse me. Throat getting a little dry. So if I was doing a full face of makeup, I would go in with some eyebrow gel and kind of shape my eyebrows, but I don't need to do that today. So I'm just brushing them up, and then on the sides, I kind of go down. Now, as far as lipstick, well, for blush, let's go ahead and, I'm a little bit pale, so I'm going to use a little bit of blush. So this one is a sample that I got from Coastal Scents. One blush, one highlighter from the new Blush and Bronzer palette. And it's just a little sample palette. It says highlighter and blush, but this is more of a bronzer, kind of. But it's not, this actually kind of matches my skin tone, so I rarely ever use it. But the blush is pretty. So, and right now this is the only blush I have because when we moved, I lost most of my makeup. So I'm just putting it, and I put it high up on my cheeks because the older you get, you want everything to go up. So put that on. I have lipsticks and lip glosses. I don't use a whole lot because they come off. So this is a pencil. It's a Wet n Wild Velvet Matte Lip Color crayon. God, I can't see. A363 Hickory Smoked is the color. And this is what it looks like. Okay. And I just kind of tap it. I don't outright run it on because it ends up too concentrated and too dark. So I just kind of tap it on my lips to give them a little bit of color. I will wear mascara. Now my favorite mascara is Bad Gal Lash, which I don't have anymore. Again, that was one of the makeups that I lost. It's a Bad Gal Lash. I can't remember the brand. I get it at Sephora. Benefit, I think. Can't remember. But I haven't been able to go to get some, so I just picked up from the drugstore some Maybelline Great Lash Mascara, which is a pretty basic go-to. I mean, there's a couple of other mascaras that I like too, but when I don't know what to get, this is generally what I get. Just to darken my lashes a bit and make them look a little bit longer. I have really long lashes to begin with. Concentrate on the roots. So I kind of wiggle it back and forth and then pull out. And I'll rotate as I'm pulling up. I twist the brush. And that helps to lengthen. So you can see the difference between this side and this side. Now, this side looks like it has lashes. This side doesn't. Looks like it has nothing. So in person, actually, I have really, really long lashes, but they're hard to see when I'm not wearing makeup. And on camera, they're almost impossible. And then I do the same thing on the other side. Kind of wiggle it up, and then I also do the twist up. And I really concentrate on the outer. Now the only thing I don't like about this mascara is I did not get it in waterproof formula. So it really will run for anything. Or if I rub my eyes, I end up with mascara all over my face and I look like a freaking raccoon. Okay. So that's pretty much all I'm doing for makeup. Not doing a whole lot, just that. So again, my hair, just kind of pull it out. These were my bangs. Just kind of let them grow out. I don't really put them in my face. Sometimes I get a kind of bug up my butt, I guess you can say, and I'll cut my bangs again just because right now I just want to cut my hair. And I'm just going to use a little bit of oil. If I have any more in here. Almost completely out. I think I am out. That's it. So this was Protect Oil. God, I can't even read it. But it's also protection. And I got a very tiny bit and it smells amazing. And that really helps with my little flyaways up there, as you can see. If I didn't have the oil, I use sometimes too edge gel because it's more moisturizing. So moisturizing healthy edges. This one is by Curl Essence and this one is Cantu Shea Butter for Natural Hair Extra Hold Edge Stay Gel. So these are them. And they both work exactly the same. It's this moisturizing gel stuff. And I just take a little bit, especially when I'm doing a ponytail. Yeah, I'll do my edges and stuff. You'll find this in the black hair section. But I'll put a little bit on my hands and then just kind of, when I'm leaving it loose, kind of just run it through because it just kind of gives it a little bit of hold without giving it any stiffness and helps all those little flyaways that you normally see up here lay down. And then when I pull my hair up into a ponytail or pull it back, I'll put a little bit on my hands to pull up and then I pull out down my edges. I grew up in New York in the hood, so you know, I was one of those little Hispanic girls. Street style back in the day. So yeah, so that's there. All right, so now I'm gonna go get dressed and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, nothing special with my outfit. I just have on a black t-shirt. Let me see if I can back up enough. And some dark wash jeans that have a black stripe on the side. I actually upcycled these jeans, so these jeans were small on me. I had bought them, they're old. So I bought them like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I gained weight and they were really, really tight, but they were in great shape and I didn't want to give them up. So I took a pair of black jeans that no longer fit me, cut a strip out of it and then cut down the sides and put the strip in to widen up. Now they're getting big on me, so I actually have to take them in. But this is all I have on for today. So again, thanks for getting ready with me. I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, as you can see. I don't really do anything super fancy unless I'm going out or it's for a photo shoot. And join me for my health journey. Join me for the business. And let's see what kind of a community we can make. I am so looking forward to this and I am so excited, and I'm sorry this is such a long video, but I really wanted to get all that information out there. Have a great day and I'll see you on the flip side.